you go, no go for launch? Booster.
Go.
Retro. Go. Vital.
Go flight.
Guidance.
Guidance go.
Surgeon.
Go flight.
Econ.
We're go flight.
GNC.
We're go.
Helmut.
Go.
Control.
Go flight.
Procedures.
Go.
Inco.
Go.
FAO.
We are go.
Network.
Go.
Recovery.
Go.
Capcom.
We're go flight.
Launch control, we are go for launch.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for choosing East Hill Space Cruise Lines, and welcome aboard the EHS Millennium. I'm your tour director, Dave Mars, and I have a couple of brief announcements for you. First and foremost, and I hope that you will bear with me on a personal note, I have the distinct pleasure this evening of having my wife in the audience. And I have just two quick things to say. Sean Chamberlain, I thank God for you every day, and I love you with all my heart. Thank you very much for your patience. And now on to the business. You are all on board EHS Flight 1541, cruising nonstop through the Milky Way. If you were trying to reach Flight 1451 to Orlando, you're going to be a little late. Please remember that all carry-on droids must be registered with our purser and stored in an overhead locker behind bulkhead 17. Yes, the Palm droids will fit neatly beneath your chair. Also remember the location of all emergency escape pods with 2 exits on either side of our lounge and 4 exits to the rear. The restrooms are in the outer passageways, which are through the doors to my left and through the doors at the rear of our lounge as well. One note, if you need to use the facilities during our program this evening, please read the directional signs very carefully. Pushing the wrong flush button around here could land you somewhere in the Sea of Tranquility.
Initial liftoff sequence complete. Leaving Earth atmosphere. Gravitational escape velocity achieved.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I should also introduce our onboard computer, the Vector Avionics and Life Support Control System, the VAL 9000.
Val.
What?
Val. I prefer to be called Val.
Okay, Val. We'll do that.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Val. Val, would you mind meeting me in the programming station in about 5 minutes? Thank you. Let's get on with the show. Centuries ago, a man and woman would go in search
Dave?
of romance. Yes?
Shall I have some more milk waiting for you?
No, thank you, Val. Centuries ago, a man and woman would go in
Some
search
cocoa, perhaps?
of... No. Thank you, Val. Centuries ago...
Ovaltine?
No! Thank you, Val. Nothing, really. Excuse me. Centuries ago, a man and woman would go in search of romance by... Oh, Val. Val, I'm sorry. Val, please forgive me. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to explain. Val is a relatively new program. We're still working out some bugs in the user interface, specifically speech patterns, personality files, things like that. Val, are you okay?
Yes, Dave.
I'm really sorry. I just need to requisition some changes to your personality files. So will you meet me in the programming station in about 5 minutes?
Yes, Dave.
Thank you, Val. Centuries ago, a man and woman would go in search of romance by driving their land-based petroleum-burning vehicles out into rural areas. So they'd go to places like Lover's Lane, Lookout Point, and parked above the city lights, they'd sit just a little bit closer together. Soon they'd find their gazes moving from the lights below to the vast expanse of space above, to the stars. And they'd spend the twilight hours growing just a little bit closer to each other and closer to the stars. So as you sit there with your loved one tonight, flying through outer space, moving closer to the stars so bright, you may wonder what exactly is your place. Just remember that you're standing on a planet that's revolving at 900 miles an hour. It's orbiting at 19 miles a second, so it's reckoned a sun that is the source of all our power. The sun, you and me, and all the stars that you can see are moving at 1,000,000 miles a day in an outer spiral orbit 40,000 miles an hour in a galaxy we call the Milky Way. galaxy itself contains 100 billion stars. It's 100,000 light years side to side. It bulges in the middle, 16,000 light years thick, but out by us it's just 3,000 light years wide. We're 30,000 light years from galactic central point. We go round every 200 million years. And our galaxy is only one of millions and billions in this amazing and expanding universe. The universe itself keeps on expanding and expanding in all of the directions it can whiz. As fast as it can go, the speed of light, you know, 12 million miles a minute, and that's the fastest speed there is. So remember when you're feeling very small and insecure, how amazingly unlikely is your birth. And pray that there's intelligent life somewhere up in space, 'cause there's not a one back down on Earth. Now, I hope you took notes, because there will be a quiz after the show. Thank you and enjoy very much.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight. 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. Miss the earth so much, miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. Touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man I think I am at home. Oh, no, 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 I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning out his fuse of halo. No, this ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's really cold. There's no one there to raise them if you did. All this talk of science, I don't understand. It's just my job 5 days a week. I'm a rocket man, yeah, yeah. Rocket man. I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rockin' man. Rockin' man, running out his fuse of hell, Lord. I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Think it's gonna be a long, long time. It's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me round again to find that I'm not the man I think I am at all. No, no, no. I'm a rocket man.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying the cruise so far. I do have an announcement to make, something to tell you. Though some of you have expressed concerns about the limited number of available seats in the emergency escape pods, there really is nothing to worry about. The icy asteroids that you see kind of floating by every now and then hardly ever hit them. Nothing to worry about. All right, on to a very, very fun part of our show tonight. Would you please welcome, with me to our stage, the wonderful Nick Valentines.
You know, I took the liberty of, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, fresh from his Martian Madness tour with the Space Cowboys, you've seen him on Good Morning Jupiter. He always receives a big ovation after his first number. He is the spaceman with the space plan. He is Nick Valentines.
You know, I've, long as we're doing this, I think that'll help. Thank you very much.
He was featured backup vocalist on the hit CD Luciano Pavarotti Sings the Blues. It's that crazy cosmic crooner, Nick Valentines.
This one just came in. I think you might find this of personal interest. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave, your pod bay door is open. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a head of lettuce, he's a gallon of milk, dozen eggs.
Hey, well, my mistake. I'll need that one for later.
Thought so.
Very kind. This is sort of a moment for me. I have family here. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, he always receives a standing ovation after... Didn't I just read this?
Yeah, sell it, baby. Sell it.
Nick always receives a standing ovation after his first number at every performance. Always.
Okay.
A man who needs no introduction, although his introduction needs an introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, the Velvet Frog.
Not Velvet Frog. Velvet Fog. Fog.
Fog. The Velvet Fog. Finally, and I am done, Nick Valentines.
Oh, thank you! Thank you! Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you a little more. Thank you! Thank you! Oh, you're too kind. Oh, thank you! Whew! Stairs. Oh, my goodness. Some people are scared of heights. I'm scared of widths. Never mind. Some of you people terrify me. Okay. Saw that C-3PO backstage. What a nut. Rolls his eyes at me. I picked him up and rolled him right back. Oh, thank you. It's okay. The doors have been locked and you are trapped here. Everybody give me one of these. Right here. We won't continue till everybody's involved. I don't expect you to do it as good as me. I'm a trained professional. Don't try this at home. You gonna finish this intro? Can I get started here? Thank you. When you wish upon a star, it makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. Here I come. Oh, when you dream as dreamers do. Hey, making up words is what I do. Hey, tell a friend, hey, I like this guy, and make a wish. When you wish upon a star, It makes no difference who you are. Of course, you're not me. Anything your little old heart desires will come to you. And speaking of you, hey, would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a moon river, wider than a... Going for the major 7 here, JP. It'll work him for that standing O. You know what I'm saying? A mile! Thank you! Oh! Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Oh, my goodness! Oh, I hadn't expected people to stand. Oh, how nice. I'd like to meet this crowd out here. What a good-looking group. Well, all but 2 of you. I think you know who you are. They're sitting right over there. I'm going to work this side. Oh, my goodness. How about that proposal? That kind of puts the pressure on, doesn't it? Any of you here tonight who are just dating? Oh, boy, you guys have trouble tonight, don't you? That's a rough one. Well, how about that? You know, I was out in my dressing room earlier. You ready with the rim shots here? Because this has got to work. I was in my dressing room earlier. These 2 guys beamed in. They were only 2 inches tall. I said, hey, are you guys really only 2 inches tall? And they said, no, we're really very far away. Okay. There we go. Hey, that's a nice looking suit you got there. That tailored?
No.
Oh, well, good. Hate to think you paid money for something you didn't get. What a good-looking group here. Oh, my goodness. Hey, there's a table I wanted to come to here. I saw some dessert. Oh, my goodness. Did you eat it all? No. There's a little bit left here. If you don't mind, I came prepared. We're just going to take a little taste here. Boy. Think I got enough? You here alone tonight?
No, I'm not.
Oh, really? Where's your date?
To tell you the truth, he's out of this world.
Where did you meet?
Well, I believe our marriage was made in heaven because he's from Mars and I'm from Venus.
Exactly the way we rehearsed it. That was wonderful. Well, I'd like to get serious for just a moment. Thank you. I've had a lot of requests, but I'm going to sing this next song anyway. I know what you're thinking. Televangelist gone bad. Can you feel the power? Goes a little something like this. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. There ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. Warn me next time. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. Anytime I go away, I've gone away too long. You were scared, weren't you? I know. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. It's a sad thing. Well, for you. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. Anytime I go away, hey, I'm gone away too long. In the unlikely event of a water landing Your entertainer will serve as a flotation device. I don't write them, I just say them. I know. Clap your hands right here. Come on, everybody, right together. Oh, never mind. It isn't working. Too many Caucasians in the crowd. Oh, I know. I'm pretty certain I know. Oh, never mind. Back to the top, JP. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. Ain't no sunshine when I'm gone. Anytime I go away, I'm gone away too long. Please hold your applause till I finish with the note. Thank you. Now's a good time. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, my goodness. What a great group. Well, you see me as a larger-than-life entertainer that you can only dream of being. But in real life, I'm married to a magic princess.
Can I take you home with me?
You got it, baby. She's magic because everything she touches turns beautiful. I have a little something for you. Yeah. Now you single people just dating, now you really got the pressure. I'd like to go out with a number that made it really big back in the 20th century, came back huge in the 21st century with episodes 18 through 23. If you know the words, sing it with me. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Sing it right out. Give me those Star Wars, and don't let them in. Oh, Star Wars, if they should bar wars, please let these Star Wars stay. And hey, how about that nutty Star Wars bar? Can you forget all those creatures in there? And hey, how about Darth Vader in that black and evil mask? Did he scare you as much as he scares me? Hey, Star Wars, those near and far wars, near and far. Okay, hey, Star Wars. I will be here all week. Tell your friends.
Nick Valentine, ladies and gentlemen. I requested some changes to Val's personality files, and I'm thinking that she's pretty well adjusted now. Val, status report, please.
You got it, Chief. Lunar orbit is now complete. I am engaging warp engines. Destination outer Milky Way and return. We're putting the pedal to the metal there, Skippy. Hey, how about them blazers?
Engineering, get me engineering right now. What have you done to my Val? The computer. What have you done to Val?
Scott reporting, sir. We did everything we could on short notice, sir. For the changes you want, we need at least 2.5 hours. There's a short in the personality modulator. It's overloading the testosterone crystals. I just don't have the time or manpower to get it fixed any sooner. We're already up to our elbows in thruster number 2, trying to get her back online.
But she's a man. My Val's a bowling buddy. You gotta do something.
I'm up against it now, sir. I'll give her all I got, but I cannot be responsible for the safety of the passengers. I need more power.
Everybody's looking for that something. So find it in the lover's eyes. You can't deny the joy it brings when you found that special thing. You're flying without wings. So find it sharing every morning. So many solitary lives. You'll find it in the words of others. A simple lie can make you mad. Oh, cry. You find it in the deepest friendship, the kind you cherish all your life. And when you know how much that means, then you found that special thing. You're flying without wings. So impossible as it might seem, you got to fight for every dream. 'Cause who's to know which one you let go would have made you complete. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jean-Pierre on the piano. Beside you, the sunrise must be like your face. To know that I can say I love you at any given time or place. It's the little things that only I know. Those are the things that make you mine. And it's like flying without wings, 'cause you're my special thing. I'm flying without wings. And in that
Ladies and gentlemen, your captain for this Valentine's cruise, Dr. Ted Roberts.
Yeah. Captain's log, stardate 5770.43. As captain of the East Hill Millennium, I want to personally and warmly welcome each and every one of you to our cruise, our Valentine's cruise through the Milky Way galaxy. I'm sure Scotty in just a few moments is going to be able to find a bigger hammer and be able to fully engage our warp drive, get Val on an even keel, and we'll rapidly be on our way. But we're going to cover such a large amount of territory in such a short period of time. Let me point out some of the points of interest along the way so you don't miss any of them. Val, could you show the folks the images from our photon scanners on the front screens, if you would, please?
You got it, Top Gun. I feel the need for speed.
The first image that comes into view is obviously our hometown star, our sun. A fiery, massive neighbor, and it's massive to say the least. 99% of all matter found in our solar system is in the sun. In fact, you could take 100 Earths and put them side by side, and they would just barely cover the diameter of the sun. And fiery, one pinhead of matter from the interior of the sun generates so much radiation, it's lethal at 100 miles. But soon as we're rapidly on our way, we'll fly through the Pleiades cluster, a beautiful cluster of blue-white giants, much more massive than our sun, burning at a furious rate. That's why they'll soon be extinguished, and our sun will long be burning. Then we'll make a slight course correction and head towards the Cone Nebula, NGC 2264 to be specific, a magnificent stellar nursery where clouds hundreds of light years across are being compressed under the relentless force of gravity, and as a result, the thermonuclear fires of creation are being ignited and stars are being born. And stars are born and stars die. And when the fire within begins to fade, some interesting creatures without can be created. Our next stop will be M57, the Ring Nebula, which is a star that started out much like our own, but as the fires begin to fade within, it violently exploded outward into a supernova, supernova 1987 alpha. And in those fiery incandescent moments, it released more energy than an entire galaxy. And in those moments, all the elements heavier than iron were created. That's why the gold in your wedding ring comes from the heart of a dying star. Now, that's somewhat romantic, but the next creature we'll encounter is not romantic at all. It's a gravitational ghost, the black hole. When you encounter a sun that is 3.2 times the mass of our sun, when it reaches the end of its days, it doesn't explode outward, it begins to collapse inward, infinitely so, becoming a gravitational hole, a cosmic vacuum cleaner, sucking up, ingesting everything in its sight. Its grip is so tenacious that even light cannot escape from it. That's why when we pass by Cygnus X1, we won't pass close by, because a close encounter with a black hole is a one-way trip. Cygnus X1 is a binary star system, two stars orbiting one another. One of them is a B-class blue giant. The other one is a black hole. Now we can detect its presence because it's so massive, it's ripping the outer atmosphere off the companion star and ingesting that atmosphere. And in the process, generating enormous and devastating amounts of X-ray radiation. That's why about a quarter of the trip through our voyage, about a quarter of the way through, we will make a very significant course correction and not pass through the center of our galaxy, but pass above it. Because in the center of our galaxy lies a massive black hole, hundreds and hundreds of times our sun's mass. Isn't it interesting that you live on a little tiny blue fleck of dust known as the planet Earth? That just happens to be strategically located on the outer edge of our galaxy. I don't think it's just a nice accident, it's providential. Because if you were closer to the center of our galaxy, you would be incinerated. But as we rise above our galaxy, overhead we'll easily be able to see M31, a spiral galaxy much like our own, composed of over 100 billion stars. Now, M31 is really close, only 2 million light years away. It's in our backyard.
But as we look overhead, we'll see galaxy after galaxy after galaxy after galaxy, many of them billions of light years away, coming in an amazing variety of sizes, textures, and shapes. In fact, it's been estimated that over 100 billion galaxies exist in our universe. To put that in context, our Milky Way galaxy would be like a tiny metal screw aboard a 100,000-ton ship in light of the largeness of our universe. But we've also discovered that galaxies travel in clusters. Our next image on our screens will be an infrared scanner of the Hercules cluster. What's fascinating about this picture is every single dot on the screen is not a planet, not a sun, but a sovereign galaxy in its own right, composed of over 100 billion stars. And to make things really fascinating, all of this is rapidly expanding outward. Val, could you give the folks a quick summary of what we've covered so far without the attitude?
Accessing video archives. Engaging playback.
We live in a major spiral galaxy that we call the Milky Way. It's home to the sun and a few 100 billion other stars. The galaxy belongs, in turn, to a cluster of galaxies. Astronomers call it the local group. And the local group is part of the Virgo supercluster, an archipelago of galaxies stretching across 100 million light-years of space. The galaxies are marching away from one another as the universe expands. In a computer simulation, based upon astronomical observations, we witness something never before seen by human eyes: the predicted scattering of the Virgo supercluster by the expansion of the universe over the course of the next 50 billion years.
Now, because everything is expanding outwardly, no matter where we look in our cosmos, we hear an echo. Scientists call it the cosmic background radiation, but it's actually the echo from the big beginning when God first declared, "Let there be light." Interestingly enough, your grandparents on their primitive TV sets could actually detect the cosmic background radiation. All they had to do was turn to a vacant channel, and the snow on their screens, 10% of the white dots were photons from the original creation. Now, our scientists today have been able to go back in space and time to the first microsecond of time, where everything that is, sun, moon, stars, galaxies, everything that is was an expanding spark of energy smaller than the nucleus of an atom. But we can go no further, because at that point you reach the absolute limit of the laws of science, physics, and astrophysics. And we find ourselves standing beside men and women of faith that have been standing there for thousands of years. You know, long, long ago when we first orbited the moon, we got it right. On Christmas Eve of 1968, 3 astronauts, Borman, Lovell, and Anders, made a declaration to an anxious and waiting world, a declaration of truth that will forever be true.
For all the people back on Earth, crew of Apollo 8 has a message we would like to send to you.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep.
And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. God said, "Let there be light."
And there was light. God saw the light, that it was good. God divided the light from the darkness.
And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day.
God said,
Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day.
And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And from the crew of Apollo 8, we close with good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and God bless all of you on the good earth.
So what does all of this have to do with you on this Valentine's cruise? Everything. Because if the God who created all of this, in God's love letters, the Bible tells us that Christ created the heavens and the earth, if the God who created all of this died for you, then you're something else. Scripture tells us that God created the sun, moon, and stars, and he created you with a God-given purpose. It even goes further than that. It tells you that God created the sun, moon, stars, galaxies, and the cosmos, and that didn't fulfill his heart until he had created you. So when you get back to the good planet Earth, and you find yourself standing out one evening, a warm summer evening, and you look at the starry sky above, please remember what you've seen on this cruise and let it remind you of something. Number one, you matter to God. And number two, he's outrageously in love with you. Happy Valentine's Day. God is outrageously in love with you.
I used to think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arms. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh. See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes silence can seem so loud. There are miracles in life I must believe. But first I know it starts inside of me. Oh, if I can see it, then I just spread my wings, if I can see it, then I can be it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh, if I just spread my wings. Oh, I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh, I believe that I can fly and touch the sky. Woo-hoo, I know I can fly. I believe that I can fly and touch the sky. I can fly. Oh, I can fly. I believe that I can fly and touch the sky. I can fly. I can fly. I can fly. I can fly.
Val, status report.
All systems functioning perfectly, Dave. Return trajectory prepared and set. All systems operational. Destination, home.
When I die and they lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, going up to the spirit in the sky. Going up to the spirit in the sky. It's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the best. Yeah!
Docking maneuvers complete. All exit airlocks pressurized. Please claim all droids at the purser's office. Thank you for flying East Hill Space Cruises. And have a happy Valentines.